Welcome to Hot Women Wanted.
We're three childhood best friends who have been through it all and talk about it all.
Everything from hot flashes to hot takes to hot topics. So come join us. Hi, Hotties. Welcome to Hot Women Wanted podcast. I'm Meredith Young. I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts, Hotties Julie Cola and Julie Strauss-Greeley. And today we have a very special guest with us. We have Genevieve Melzer. Hi, Genevieve. Genevieve is here from Bravo Rundown. If you remember, a few weeks ago we had her co-host on, Sonia Weber. And so we're just so excited to have you too. This is like, what a coup for us.
I know.
We're thrilled to have you.
Thrilled to have you. We love all your comments online and the podcast, everything. So we're happy to have you.
We share a passion for Bravo. So we are going to kick it right off because there's so much to talk about with Summer House Reunion Part 2. And Genevieve, I will pass it to you. What are your thoughts? Give us your big thoughts.
Okay, well, I felt like I was watching a thriller. And Sierra brought out her phone, and that was Miha on there. I was like, no, they didn't.
We were screaming.
Right? I was
screaming.
I need to know her side of the story. I've been making lots of videos, justice for Miha. We need to know what her part is and her side of this. And so the fact that she was there, and we might even get to see her in part 3.
I think so.
This is magical,
Yeah, I hope so.
They really held on to that one too.
Like,
no one knew that was coming, right? Like I didn't know anything that was coming. That was a real surprise at the end.
It was a perfect shocker. They somehow managed to keep that under wraps with all the leaks. Like this reunion has been leaking like a leaky faucet, but yet that didn't come out at all, which I thought was amazing.
Do you think she is coming on? I mean, has that been talked about?
I don't think she's coming on. I think they might. They might.
I think they'll bring the phone on. I think they're going to FaceTime her.
Because Kyle said, well, we can maybe, call her when we're up there. So I think maybe they will do something like that. But I want to know, what do you guys think West, is he a master manipulator or is he just
No,
massive?
No, he's not dumb.
Theories.
I don't think he's dumb at all. I think he's a massive manipulator. I think he was cosplaying the nice guy. I think we all fell for it. I think he played this liberal guy on his social media thing. Oh, I'm pro women, I'm pro this and pro that. So we all fell for him. And his groovy shirts and it's like, oh, mopey guy boy. And oh, Sierra hurt my feelings, And we all gave him a second shot, and we were all still rooting for him and Sierra at the beginning of the season. I'm embarrassed by it, by the way. I'm embarrassed that I was rooting for him.
Yeah.
Cringing for myself. Yeah. And he's the biggest dick. I find he's a sociopath. I mean, I feel like he fucking played Sierra in that scene. I'm jumping now, but the scene from In the City when they're having lunch is chilling. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? These two people are sleeping together, and they're playing Sierra like a fool. She's not a fool, but they think they've got her. Like, what are you doing? Like, I found that to be like sociopaths. It was chilling. So
you can kind of see it on their faces too. You can see it on their faces too. Like they're kind of smiling.
They're smiling at each other.
They're making eyes at each other.
Yes.
And when I have one more thing to say. I know I'm talking too much, but when he was with Amanda towards the end, even though he begrudgingly went backstage to get her because he didn't want to leave the camera, he was playing her. He's kind of like, oh, why don't you cry on camera? Why don't you tone it down a bit? He was literally coaching her. I don't think he's dumb at all. I think he's very aware of the cameras, very aware of the audience, and I think he's trying to play everybody. I think he's scary.
I also think he made a tactical error with Sierra. I think he did not. So when Sierra and he started to kind of get back together, I think he was like, okay, this is going to work in my favor. I'm going to be really nice to her. I might even kiss her.
We're going to be friends.
We're going to be friends. We're going to be flirty friends. And he misplayed that completely. He never should have kissed her. He should have just been like, Sierra, I love you as a friend. I want to be your friend. He really played that poorly, which then set him up with this whole Amanda decision for disaster, And
also, Genevieve, what do you think about what he said to Miha, which we now know, right? Because that's what was referenced in that FaceTime. So if you want to talk about manipulation, let's talk a little bit about what she was saying in that FaceTime. I don't know if you heard it. It was a little difficult because it was through the phone, through the screen. But like, what are your thoughts on that? Because he was deliberately keeping her hidden.
Yes. Well, that's what I was thinking about, because when Kyle said, you're the most fraudulent person on this stage, I'm like, he is, because he is leading two different lives, because he is with Miha, and she was there at his house during those weekends when we saw him flirting with Sierra, flirting with Amanda, right? Manipulating them. And Miha says, no, like, he called me his girlfriend. She put
We were
together
exclusive.
all the furniture in his house, using as the excuse that Bravo wouldn't allow, or like, oh, I can't, I'll lose my job, like I can't be with you.
I can't have you on the show. I can't have a girlfriend on the show. It'll jeopardize my job. And also, again, to your point, playing the good guy. I don't also want you to be on the show, because then I'm going to expose you to all this criticism, and I'm going to pit you against Sierra. It's like unbelievable levels of manipulation.
Cosplaying the good guy. That's what he does. He cosplays.
Yeah. By the way, can we bow down to Dara for a minute?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like, bow down to Dara.
She clocked him like that. She just had that ready.
I was
been like, he sucks, you know? And she was just like, boom, she got him.
And then when Amanda finally made her dramatic return after, I don't know, I'm now hearing a full hour. We'll talk about that. Then Andy's like, can you repeat what you said to us earlier? And not only did she repeat it, it was even better the second time.
It so was. You know, I think that the women catch on over time, some of them. But I think he does say whatever he thinks they want to hear to make them do whatever he wants them to do in the situation, right? And I think Amanda is a person that now I'm like, wait, are these two guys... Are they going to be together because he will just tell her whatever he needs to say to keep her around, and now she's not going to dump him or leave him because she'll look so stupid?
Yeah. I think they're stuck with each other for a bit now. I think they're both stuck with each other because this is blown up. So now they have to, even if I think I think West is so aware of people and the public, he probably cannot stand that they hate him. And this is going to drive him crazy, and he'll want to dump
his
her.
Career. I mean, he absolutely ruined his career.
He didn't, though, because there's always like the Joe Rogans, the Viopels, you know, there's always like the douchey guys, sports thing that will want him. He has a,
you think?
But the women.
I wonder, what about, what's his name, Dave Portnoy? He was like, we almost signed him. I mean, now he's talking all this crap, but he said, oh, we almost signed him. He was like, huge mistake that we didn't because of this scandal.
I think it's going to hurt him.
Yeah, are we going to see him on House of Villains eventually? Are we going to see him on Traitors?
I hope not.
I hope he gets fired,
honestly. I hope they throw him on Special Forces. Let that guy get shoved out of a helicopter. You know what?
Yes.
And I want to see him jog.
Honestly, here's the thing. I mean, the thing for West that's kind of lucky, because you mentioned his other career, Genevieve, it's like he does have this gig at Complex. Complex has a foothold in the sports world. And I think it's very lucky for him, because if he was one of these people that came on, let's say Jesse, for example, who, for better or worse, is trying to launch an artsy, creative career, is trying to get a singing career off the ground, is using this for, FaceTime and a platform and to get famous. And then he now has this little summer concert series going on. It's like kind of lucky for Wes that he's anchored in the sports world, and that's his background. That was his background before Summer House, and that's what he's doing on Complex. So I kind of do think he can stay there and live there. I don't think Complex is going to do anything negative towards him. I don't think they're going to change his contract. And so I do think he's going to be there. Do I think he's going to get like brand deals and the other stuff that Bravo may have brought him? I don't. I really hope not. I'll be furious.
I don't think so. No,
I agree with you. And I made a video about the fact that Amanda and Wes are hanging out with Wes' friends, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe this explains kind of like why she's so delusional and why she's not all apologetic at all. She's very defensive, right? She's yelling at Sierra. And I'm wondering, I'm like, okay, if you're like a real person and you actually care, you are going to apologize. And be like, I'm so sorry and crying and stuff, but I feel like they are hanging out with Wes's group of friends, right?
Yeah.
Those people don't care about Summer House.
Nope.
Those people don't even know what Summer House is. They're in a completely different, like, influencer world, right? They care about whatever that is. So they're like, Summer House, who cares? Like, what you guys didn't do anything wrong, whatever. And I think they think, yeah, like, we didn't. It's just a stupid show that we're on, but we really have our, you know, our party life in this other world that it's not as big of a deal as, like, you know,
I agree.
Our world is, we're like, how did you do this?
Right. Yeah. I think
like
he's going to be
like,
shocked. Yeah,
right?
I think he's going to be shockingly insulated, but I think she's really going to feel the brunt of it. The irony, right?
Yeah. I have a question for you, Genevieve. So with her anger towards, she seems to have a real anger towards Sierra, and I'm finding it so upsetting. It's so off-putting. I'm like, I thought she was going to come in like sobbing. I'm so sorry. I know you hate me, but please forgive me. I thought she would come in like that, but she's come in so angry. And the anger is towards Sierra. Like, where do you think that is coming from?
People have speculated that maybe Amanda has been jealous of Sierra because, okay, before this season, there was always Lindsay and there was Paige. These are the top girls of the show. Now, Lindsay's not really there. Paige is gone. Sierra is kind of the top girl of the show in the beginning of season 10, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like they were giving her a lot of airtime. She was kind of coming into her own, and you know, it was more about her. And then I think Amanda was like, no, I'm the star of the show now. Lindsay's not here. It is me. I've been here just as long as you.
I put in 10 years. You put in 5.
And can we remind her that she was never cast on the show? That she's
Never.
here because of Kyle. I'm just saying. You know, like, you weren't
She's a
really
plus
cast
one.
on the
Not
show.
even. I got to tell you something. Let's go way back. Let's dial it way back, Genevieve. Seasons 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, she wasn't even a plus one. She was like the girl at the end of the night. You're turning out the lights in the house. The party is over. And she's like hanging on to Kyle. I mean, let's face it. That's what she was.
No,
I
it's
saw-
true. And oh, what were we going to say?
I was going to say, it just reminded me that I saw this hilarious video today. I think one of you guys shared it, where she's so medicated. Like, she's like asleep during the, like, she's she's dead inside. Like,
She's like biting her fingers. She's falling asleep. She's falling
doesn't
asleep
show
in
up.
the.
Like, she really, her
So it was
body
Casey-
is there.
It was Casey Wilson. Casey Wilson said.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She went on her Instagram today, and Casey Wilson said, "I'm sorry, Bravo, but you have to have them all drug tested from now on before we have a reunion." She's just like, the only people who should be on any type of drugs are the viewers. She's like, not the people you. She's like, because they're not talking. I mean, she's so zoned out. He's acting like a little scared boy. You know, he's playing
And people
it like,
said
sorry.
she got even quieter and even more zoned out after her break. Like, they were like, as bad as it was before, she was even more shut down and just like staring out in space. And, you know, KJ told his really heartfelt experience, all these things after she came back on, and she had zero response. So everyone's like, she was even worse. Like, what was she doing in that dressing room?
Yeah.
No, seriously. And why did she get to leave for so long? Because
Thank
she's
you.
been there for 10 years.
Thank you.
You know, anyone who works a job, you know, you have to go, you have to put your hours in, and you need to be there authentically as you know. It didn't seem fair. Like Sierra said, she's like, where is she? Like,
Well, you said the perfect word, Genevieve. You said the perfect word, job. At the end of the day, we forget this as viewers. We feel like we're watching, I don't know, like not real life. This is a job. So we've seen plenty of housewives, plenty of people in these very dramatic reunions walk off, you know, start to tear up. They're back in a matter of minutes. You know they are. This I felt was outrageous. And I went online with our immediate thoughts the other night, and I was like, I blame Bravo and Andy Cohen. Like, at some point, Andy's got to put down the cards, and he should go back and be like, this isn't the deal. You've now brought this entire reunion to a halt, and we don't have all day. You need to get back. Like, I don't get it.
He did address this. He said on his, I listened to Radio Andy, and he said that he was really, really worried about her mental health.
Well, I'm worried about everyone's mental health. I'm worried about Sierra's mental health. I'm worried about KJ's mental health. I'm really worried about everybody's mental health.
Jessie hasn't
and she does not get a
crying.
pass, you know. And also, when the whole entire reunion really, this is what it's about. That's the only, I'm not tuning in, like we said the other night, I'm not tuning in to hear about Ben. You know what I mean? I'm not. You know, I don't want to hear Levi's story. That's not why we're there. I mean, Bailey had a moment, but really, who cares? We're all there to find out what the fuck happened with the West.
Yes.
And Amanda, and she can't walk off for an hour. No way. I mean, then you shut the cameras, because that's where you're to talk about that. So when you're ready, let us know. That's why we're all here. That's why we're gathered, and that's why the country is like sitting there with their popcorn. We're waiting.
Exactly. The fact that Kyle felt like he needed to go after her because that was instinctual for him. Mm-hmm. And then, we've watched their relationship this whole time. We saw what a disaster it was. But hearing the things that he's said in the last few episodes of Summer House and the reunion, I feel like, do you guys feel like you're now a little bit more on Kyle's side? Or it takes two to tango in any relationship. And, not that it's okay to step out, but it just sounds like this relationship was even worse than what we thought. And I don't even know why they were together.
Nobody does. When they actually got married.
It's a business deal. They were so intertwined with each other for a business that they didn't know how to separate out. I think their businesses were too intertwined. And
also she doesn't have a backbone, and she's never had a backbone. I mean, maybe these 5 minutes of this reunion. So she knew she couldn't figure out how to speak up. She couldn't figure out how to get out of it. I think it's really interesting. I mean, listen, you're right. It doesn't change any of Kyle's bad behavior. He does not get a pass on any of that for me. I really disagreed with the way he was trying to answer some of the questions about stepping out. I think that'll get continued in episode 3, in reunion part 3, where he was like, well, the marriage was so terrible and we haven't had sex in 4 years and there was no communication. And so what am I supposed to do? Like, of course, not okay. Like, none of that is okay. But do you honestly think, as it pertains to last summer, she was very sneakily planting bombs and setting him up and having other people do her bidding
and gaslighting
other people be her agents, gaslighting him, and just and was cruel. Like, no communication, no contact, don't touch me, I don't want to sleep in the bed with you, I don't want to shower with you, I don't want to go out with you. It's like there is a point where you're going to respond emotionally. There just is.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I don't excuse his I also don't excuse his behavior at all. And I understand what he was feeling inside. Like, I don't, the feeling must have been such deep frustration and hurt and so misunderstood and not being able to. So I don't condone how he handled it, but I can totally now, in retrospect, understand how misunderstood he was feeling and how gaslit. Like, he was so gaslit.
No, I would definitely see that 100%. I feel like Amanda could have chosen, as we all know, any guy. She could have stepped out on her marriage. He stepped out on their marriage. She definitely could have stepped out on the marriage, and she had the right to. However, what she did was awful. What she did to Sierra was awful. And also, Kyle is friends with West, right? Why isn't he angrier at this reunion? Let's talk about that. It's really frustrating me.
Okay. During part 1, I felt like he was having an emotional breakdown, or I don't know what was going on in his head. I feel like he was either like, I don't know how to act, this is so weird, or there was other things happening. I don't know. I've speculated a lot, okay? And Kyle even commented on one of my videos, and he said, take the tinfoil hat off, people.
Oh my God.
It was like it was a theory that was floated around that I just repeated, and it was that, like, maybe Amanda and him had an arrangement that they're gonna save their breakup for the storyline of In This City. Right?
I thought that too.
Because
I 100% thought that.
It's very convenient, this timing, just coincidental, right? And so I said something like that, but then I also was like, maybe also he knew about West and to kind of turned a blank eye, or okay, we have this arrangement, I'm not going to say anything. But he actually commented, and I was like, so I'm wondering, he kind of found his voice in this second reunion, right? He had a little bit more to say, he said, but he doesn't seem angry, and I'm more angry than he is. I don't even know these people, and so I'm just wondering, is it like a pride thing, an ego thing, and he only wants to be mad at West because, knows Amanda?
That's what I'm finding. He's only mad at West. I'm like, no, it takes two to tango. Like, she was definitely part of this. She was manipulating everybody.
Yes.
I mean, she was manipulating him and she was manipulating Sierra and everybody because she had everybody playing for her, you know, and let's talk about the breadcrumbs. I don't know if they're going to talk about this. Let's talk about the breadcrumbs on Instagram.
Right.
I find it astonishing.
No, literally, I just saw this video with this girl. She laid it all out. She showed specific examples and the song choices and, you know, like the dates and the song choices. And you're like, why are you doing this? And the fact that Sierra was like, you breadcrumbed us. And she was like, no, I didn't. They were out in plain sight playing with all of us.
And Lindsay just spoke about that on a recent podcast as well. She did a podcast with Andy's former assistant who now has another role at Bravo. I think her name is Darren.
Darren, yeah.
And she's great, by the way. And Lindsay was talking about that too. She's like, we can't sweep under the rug that the breadcrumbing aspect of it. Like, if you go back, like, she goes, go all the way back. Like, the early months after the filming of Summer House, every little thing was like a perfect little quote. It had an allusion to something else. She said the same thing about song choice. She goes, really, I really encourage people to go back and look at West's Instagram, look at Amanda's, but look at when they're posting on the same day or the next day and what songs they're using. So sorry, my dog is never going crazy and he's going crazy.
My dog's sleeping right down there, and I'm afraid he's going to go crazy at any
Sorry,
moment.
I know.
So.
Somebody today on Instagram, because I think Amanda talked about New Year's Eve, right? How New Year's Eve, he stayed out all night. Somebody posted today on Instagram, she was with West on New Year's Eve.
Yes, they linked the jacket.
She was doing those crazy videos.
And their jacket was in, and I was thinking that too. When she said that, I was like, I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe anything she says.
Yeah.
Because she's just, and I'm sorry, the timeline, Brie chicken fry was just, I just saw a clip where she was like, no, Wes told me that they were, something in early February. So,
Super Bowl.
Exactly. So the kiss and the,
that's such a lie. Such a lie.
Like, please.
I think it happened last summer. I think something was going on last summer. I'm convinced.
So
yeah.
So give us a little more credit as viewers.
I know.
And that's the thing. God. I mean, I think that's sort of Kyle's point. He's not articulating it as well as I would want him to. And I don't know. He's usually actually really composed and really articulate. So I just don't know. I would imagine it's like emotions are getting the best of him. And I think what you were seeing, what you were referring to, Genevieve, in Reunion Part 1, I think he felt like people weren't talking about him enough in this picture. And I do think that's a fair response. Like, I do think his part is getting swept under because he wasn't behaving well over the summer and because everybody's so focused on Amanda and Sierra and Amanda and West. Right. But I also think, like, it's two of you. Like, you were out on New Year's Eve. Like, don't bring up New Year's Eve on this reunion couch. Like, and I just think that's what was making him insane. Not that he hasn't had a breakdown every summer. We all know he has. Yeah. More than one. But I think he was just like at his boiling point from July 4th weekend to the last weekend. And I just think at some point that pot's going to boil over. Like, I really do. Because I think what he was living was, okay, I'm doing X, but you're doing X.
Yeah.
Like, everything that he's accused of doing, which I believe is true. We saw a lot of it. I think she was doing just as much.
Yeah.
By the way, can we talk about when Andy asked, oh my God, this is menopause.
We're midlife. We get our brain fog just times.
All day, every day. It's totally
Wait, hold on. It was a big one when Andy asked, how did you feel when you saw that Lindsay and Carl monetized off of this whole thing? And she was like, I didn't like that. Really?
I wouldn't
really
do that.
I wouldn't do that. Now, all of a sudden, she has a moral backbone.
I know. And I love how Sierra was like, or no, was it Lindsay who was like, yeah, you just effed your friend's ex.
No, it was Sierra. And Sierra said, like, we don't know where your bar. Okay, really? You wouldn't do that? I don't know where your bar is because you would fuck your friend, your girlfriend's.
Like, that was something she needed to, like, feel upset about in that moment. I'm like, no, just be quiet. Like,
oh my God.
And by the way, It was an Uber Eats commercial. Come on. It wasn't even like that controversial. Right. It was just a funny, seeing them together was the joke and nothing. They really weren't the joke. It was seeing those two together. That was really the punchline.
It was
it had nothing to do with you, Amanda. Maybe
Shelby,
that's the problem.
Maybe that's the problem. It's right.
Exactly. Let me ask you this too. Kind of still staying with Kyle a little bit. What did you think about when he brought up her rushing him to get their statement out about their breakup and like pushing him and saying it had to get out, it had to get out, it had to get out. Now there's people online saying that she's being deliberately vague when she's saying the lie, that no, we didn't do anything until after the statement was out. People are saying, she keeps saying the statement, so people now are saying she's talking about the statement of her and Kyle, not this.
I feel like that, I totally feel like that tracks. I also think it is weird that all of a sudden she was like, nope, we're doing this. Yeah. I think that she told Wes, like, I think this was happening, right, all summer long. Mm-hmm. Then the fall happened, and I think he was probably like, well, are you gonna leave Kyle? Like, like he probably got like weird, jealous at some point, right? Like, well, are you ever gonna leave Kyle? And she's like, well, yeah, I am. And I bet you the only reason she was like, I have to do it now is because Wes gave her.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's probably a good theory. Yeah. Because I mean,
thought about that.
That was kind of crazy. And when he sat on the couch and was like, I hadn't even told my family. Like, we've been together for 10 years. I hadn't told my family. I had to like quickly phone my parents and my family to tell them what was going to come out in an hour. Like, I thought that was really odd to me. That timing was so crazy.
Very odd.
And then to
I wish they got into that more, by the way, and really questioned her more. Because
we saw him. Oh, sorry, Mary, but when we saw his mom in the city, it just reminded you that these are real people, and his mom was crying about when he was talking about the separation, and you forget, like, people are involved in this, and, like, she seems so cold and so removed, and, like, there's family members involved here.
And siblings, and absolutely.
I know they're so intertwined in each other's lives, and I think maybe this was the show. Was like Andy asked, like, does this show, help you guys with your relationship? And I think, this show was probably why they stayed together for so long.
100%.
It almost sounds like she doesn't talk to him when they're not on the show. And so I think maybe he goes into every summer like, okay, we can work through our problems. Maybe we can like mend this. Yeah. And I think he went into this summer thinking that same thing. And she was just done with him because she was like, oh no, I got this.
I'm into West. Yeah,
like, so I'm done with you, because you could totally see from episode 1 that she is done, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so something is very different here. And so it has to be the West thing, because Kyle has always been that same guy. And I do think, like, they worked on their marriage, which sounds so weird, on this show, because she was forced to talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't think
she's not saying hello when he comes home from a DJ gig.
And when they didn't drive together for episode 1, my first thought was what you had. I said, oh, they're separated. Yeah. I'm like, if she's not driving with him, I go, that tells me they're already separated, and this is an That's what I thought. I know now I have to put my tinfoil hat off, but I mean, that's really my initial thought.
No, you don't.
Sorry, Kyle Cooke.
Sorry, Kyle Cooke.
I love that he did that.
Convinced.
That's so funny.
Like, oh my God.
But no, truly, right? I mean, the first episode, that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, oh, they're already separated. This is an agreement.
And also the flashback that they showed, I think they showed it on the regular episode. It wasn't just on the extended. The first flashback of the first dinner, of the first weekend, of the first night. You're at a table with Bailey and Levi and people you don't know. The first thing that Amanda does is call him out and make him look like an idiot about the deed in front of everybody, new friends, old friends. It's like, I remember watching that first episode and being like, what is up? Like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
And we were making an aside, Levi, like, they probably wanted to edit her out, but she was in a couple scenes where they couldn't, like, get her. And the editors were probably like, we can't get her out of it, so we actually have to have her come on, say nothing, and then leave.
I know.
No, Andy's comment of her leaving the couch, I honestly think it was something super awkward, like, it was really nice to see you. I hope to see you again.
Like, don't say that to her, Andy. She's going home thinking he said, hope to see you again, meaning he is going to see me again.
No.
It was the craziest thing. I think it was like, it was so crazy.
Humiliating. That she said nothing.
She said, like, he was like, oh, like, did you enjoy the parties or something? And she's like, I really like the parties. Like, that's what you had to contribute? Like, oh, no.
I think, and also also he was like, so you and Bailey really are like always together. You're never apart. You're always together. You're always together. It was like that was the package. It was like the package of like, yes, she and Bailey are really good. And also, I do wonder, and nobody's asked Bailey this, even on like other podcasts. It's like, does she feel bad? Like, not that she did anything wrong, but like, if they are really it would be like if the three of us were hired to do a reality show together. Like, we're always together. We're always talking. We're best friends for life. Like, it sounds like that's what their friendship is. And like, and then if the three of us were on, and then suddenly like one of us
isn't there, you're like, I
would feel so badly. Like, I would be talking to the producers and being like, we're a package deal. Like, you got to get her on the show.
Bailey's not saying that. She's like, I'm going back.
Bailey's in like Flynn. She's like, bye, Levi.
Right.
What do you want to?
You guys wish that they would have asked? Because remember, there's all this. I mean, you brought Levi out. You might as well ask her about why her and Bailey don't like Dara. She's like a clout chaser trying to be on the show, because we don't get that, but we hear about it in other interviews. So it's like, you brought the poor girl here. At least tell us that, because we want to know that, because I don't see that from.
I don't see it either.
I don't either.
And
I don't
really at all. And so I'm like, so are you guys gonna bring back these three girls just so that they can have, like some bad girl fight or whatever?
I don't know. Let's ask about that. Okay, let's get our opinions. What do you think about that? So Bailey, I think, is okay. Here are my opinions. I think Bailey's definitely coming back. I don't think Levi is, actually. No. But I think they're going to bring Dara back as a regular cast member, no matter what's going on with her and KJ. And then I think it has the potential of not only being so tricky for him and difficult for him, and that's a whole other story, and I love him, but I don't think he should be on reality TV. But I also think she's going to be her own standalone cast member, Dara.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would say is if they do bring Levi back, it's because they want that hash out fight, or they want like a girl fight in the house of Bailey and Levi versus Dara. You know what I mean? So I could see something like that. Yeah. I definitely want her back. I'm like, I want like half this cast gone. I want West gone. I want Amanda gone. Do you think that those two can come back to Summer House?
No. I don't think they can come back.
No.
I read that Sierra said because she's planning on coming back after Love Island, and she's, I don't know if this is true or not. This is what I read, that she absolutely said she would not film with them.
I read today that she's still considering whether she's going to come back or not.
That was going to be my other question to the group. Do you guys think she's going to be there?
Well, if Mia, I think because of Mia and KJ, they're so tight that they make sense. Like Sierra, Mia, like leaving Mia and Sierra, like they're like great TV.
Yeah, I know they are.
I agree. And that is a really awesome friendship that we did get to find. We're like, oh, this is so cool. It was such a good cast. I'm glad to see Ben gone.
Me too.
Go for me.
I think Jesse needs to go. Sadly,
Jesse's staying.
No, Jesse's staying.
I think he's collateral damage. Like we don't need Jesse. We need a whole new group. He is part of the West package. He always has been.
Actually, that came up on.
It's like Bert and Ernie. Like I think it's just collateral damage.
And that came up on Gabbing with Gib today. We love Gabbing with Gib, our fellow podcaster and social guy, and we follow him too. And he had Mariah, one of the Smith sisters, on, and she was saying today that she was like, I know Jesse says he didn't know anything, and he's very earnest, and he said he asked, she goes, listen, I know from sources, she said sources in Florida. She goes, I know he knew. She's like, I don't know that they confirmed it to his face. Like, he might have asked them and said, guys, I know what's up. Like, I know, and they might have still said no to him. She goes, but I know from other sources that he knew.
When Amanda said at the reunion, she right? Am I right? She shut it down too fast.
Mm-hmm.
She did.
When she said that was one of the only things, she went boom. She had that ready to go. Jesse didn't know. Like I was like, oh, that was suspicious.
Why did she? But why would she shut it down so fast?
Because she didn't want him. They must have an agreement. Maybe he knew, and then he said, "I want no part of this," and they didn't want him to talk. And
whatever's on that timeline, whatever's on that piece of paper,
he can't follow the timeline.
It's like, get that piece of paper in the Smithsonian. Like, what is happening? Where is that piece of paper?
I guess people have been saying Jesse kept bringing it up to other cast members. Do you think this is happening?
He did.
This is happening. So it's like, well then, he's the one bringing it up. Did he, like you said, maybe he knew, maybe they told him not to say anything, or maybe he just kind of like
she said it's
saw
people
them
in
together.
Florida.
Yes, because when you're hanging out with, I had two friends that ended up hooking up, and they Like, I thought that they kissed one time behind me, and I was like, did you guys just kiss? And they were like, no, oh my God. And everyone was like, they're together. And I was like, no, they're not. They would tell me they were together that whole time, you know? So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So you really understand Jesse.
I think Jesse knew. I think Jesse knew, but I don't think he was like encouraging it. I think he was like collateral damage.
I don't think he was encouraging. I think he was horrified, but I think he knew, and I think he had other people coming to him also saying like, "Hey, bro, by the way, this is definitely happening." Like outside of the show, like not other cast members. I think whether it's like people who are at because wasn't the Super Bowl also in Miami? Wasn't it in Florida? And didn't Jesse say he was supposed to?
It was,
oh no,
I thought it was.
There was a Miami trip.
Yes, exactly. Because I kept thinking, I was like, wait, those are the same. And then I was like, oh wait, no, the Super Bowl was in San Francisco. Okay.
You're right. But they had some kind of thing in Miami and they blew him off. She and West, and then West blew him off. Like, I think he had other people outside of this cast saying, what you think is going on is going on. Keep looking under the hood. Keep asking.
Okay,
but I think he's going to be back.
Why don't we end with this one question? Do we think they're going to last?
No. I've answered it every week. No.
Or how long?
Ultimately, no. But I do think they're going to just pretend. They're going to ride this out. They're not going to tell us when they break up or whatever. You know what I mean? Yes. Eventually, they will break up. But, like, I think they're going to try to ride this out. Which one of them is more stubborn? You know what I mean? I feel like Amanda is just in it. She would be in it forever.
I think so too.
He's okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to look like a fool. And right now she feels embarrassed because, you know, they're calling her out on, you know, he was with this girl and that girl and me. And she's looking like an idiot.
Yeah,
like,
she
you know,
does
like Mia said. Yeah, it is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
And so
that was another
even if
thing
they break up, we're not going to know, I think, for like months.
Right.
And Julie, that's a good point. That was another thing that was left dangling because she was like, we discussed it when they said to her, like, do you know he was? Like,
I don't think they did. I think she got her.
Full-time girlfriend. But my question is like, why doesn't Andy at that moment turn and be like, what was that discuss? What did you discuss?
It's on the extended version, Jules. It's on the extended version.
Yes. We watched the extended one.
She says we discussed it, but then she said some conversations are private. She said.
Yeah.
So
and then that's the one we watched at the movie theater.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, and I said, why? Why are some of your, like, you're on this show, you're supposed to tell us, you know, obviously you're not going to tell us everything, but you can't just be like, some conversations are private.
I agree.
Like,
I mean, she sounds a little like Kyle Richards. You know, Kyle Richards would say something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right.
As we know. We know nothing about her real life.
Exactly. Except that she has a house in Nashville. But she's
for
not
some reason.
Exactly. Some strange. She loves Nashville.
Just a new city she loves. She's embarking on a music career.
Very into music. Very into music.
Apparently.
I don't know. Allegedly.
Exactly.
Allegedly. Yeah, really. With Kyle, we really have to say allegedly. She's got very deep pockets.
Any other like big hot takes you want to share before we wrap up?
I love seeing Lindsay and Carl together.
You did
good, yes. Share your notes. We love that.
We love that.
We talked about that. No, I feel like
we covered it.
You know what? Katie DeLuca, the best friend.
Yes, Katie DeLuca.
How come she's in the city, but we haven't met her on the city? How come we haven't heard anything from her? I saw, like,
I wonder if they edited her out. Do you think they edited her out?
No,
that's so true. She hasn't been on yet.
No,
I saw her, but they never like introduced her.
They don't introduce her. I think it says like Katie DeLuca. Like there's like a little super under
just like her friend. Yeah, but she wasn't like a cast member. She was like
she's
in
not
the bar.
getting any like dialogue, or she's not. Like, nobody's hanging out with her.
I think it's because Amanda screwed her over, and they know she's not going to be asked back because they're like, Amanda's being written off the show, and so are you.
And by the way, everybody on Summer House. And everybody on Summer House always references Katie DeLuca. Everybody knows Katie DeLuca. I was joking with these guys, like, you know Katie DeLuca for, like, the better part of 10 years is like, can I come to one of the parties? How do I get on the show? How do I get... And she finally, a decade later, gets on the show. 1 decade later. And then Amanda completely fucks it up for her. It's like...
She implodes.
With friends like this.
Like, are they still best friends? Like, does she care? But I don't know.
I doubt she cares. She's her best friend for that long. I'm sure Amanda is. This is who Amanda is, and she knows who she is, and she. You know.
And talk about somebody then who knew about it happening when it was happening. Katie
For
DeLuca.
sure.
Yeah, Katie
For
DeLuca.
sure.
Yeah.
It's
So-
Katie DeLuca and somehow sister snacking.
Yeah.
Sister snacking. They were hanging. They are part of the new friend, the West Friend group. They're like the New York cool kids that hang with him.
I remember seeing a sister snacking video, and all of a sudden I'm like, why are Amanda and Wes in this sister snacking video?
Oh, yes, that was weird.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
weird. It was weird.
very
It was
weird.
early on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Oh my God.
All right. Well,
This
We
was
could
a good
talk
deep
for
dive.
hours.
No,
Hours.
seriously, I could
Hours.
talk to you guys about this for a very long time.
We love it. We
Well,
love
then
it.
you just have to come back.
I
Yeah.
know. You
So
do
much
have
more
to
to
come
chat
back.
about.
I know.
And we can find you on all our socials. We're Instagram, TikTok. You're everywhere, and your
Okay.
podcast. Let's.
Yes.
Yeah, name
I
it all.
am a real Melz of Bravo because my last name is Melzer, so it's easier than seeing Genevieve. So real Melz of Bravo at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and then my podcast is the Bravo Rundown with my fabulous co-host Sonia.
Love it.
Weber. And we talk about all of like the conspiracy theories, all of the theories, and we watch all the podcasts, and we're chronically online, so we're just absorbing all of the Bravo things. So it's
It's
go
great.
for-
It's a great listen, and I love
have great
I
hot
love
takes.
all of your takes. I love all of your takes. I love Sonia's takes. You guys are always popping up in my feed. It's great.
Aw, thanks, you guys. Well, same here. I love every time I see your videos, I'm like, I agree. I'm like, I'm like, yes, thank you.
We love it. We love it. Listen, we ladies that are doing nothing but watching reality TV, we really need to support each other.
Exactly.
We got to stick together.
I know. God.
All right.
Don't take away our
All
Bravo.
right.
I know.
It was so
Well,
nice
thank you,
having
thank
you.
This was so
Thank you,
amazing.
hotties.
Thank you, hotties.
Bye, Hotties.
Bye.